Hello and welcome to another episode of the People's Podcast. I am your host, Paul Vibes, local motivational speaker. Our show is all about spirituality, self-development, connection, wellness. Please be sure to subscribe and follow us on a variety of different social media pages. If you know somebody that would be a great guest to our show or sponsor, please reach out. I hope you enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody. Paul Vibes here, sending you guys good vibes. As always, welcome to another episode of the People's Podcast. I am super excited to have an amazing studio here. We have Angela and Stefanie from Inner Spirit Yoga in Northport. Angela, we'll start with you. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Everything's amazing. I still have some sunshine.
You got some sunshine. You got some sage burning in the background there.
Yeah, actually, it's a little incense, Nang Shabra. Let's
Nice.
keep that going.
I can
Nice
smell
sensation.
it from here. I can smell
It's
it.
good.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff. And how are you doing, Stefanie?
I'm doing well, thanks, Paul.
Great.
Hanging in there as we all are through this this crazy quarantine situation we've got happening. But I'm doing
Well, you're literally hanging, aren't you? Like on a swinging chair or something like that.
well, yeah.
Yes, you are. You're literally hanging in there. Amazing. Well, I had you two on because you guys have been obviously, with the challenging situation we're going on. It's challenging for everybody, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a staff member somewhere, or just somebody living in today's time. It's a very difficult time that we're all living in. And Inner Spirit Yoga, from what I hear and what you guys are explaining, you guys have completely adjusted and really rolled with the punches now, and you're teaching online classes. And isn't that true? You got currently 26 online classes. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. And by next week, we'll have 30. We have a lot of teachers that have a true love for the center, and they just all wanted to step up and really make sure the center's there when it's time to open the doors again. So it's pretty amazing. And there's all varieties. And actually next week we'll also be adding, I'll say it the way Stefanie said it, meditación en español.
Wow.
So yeah, we got all kinds of fun stuff happening.
So you guys
Awesome.
hiring a special instructor to do that?
Oh, she's already there. It's
Already
just
there.
we're crossing that gap because not
Amazing.
one teacher there has ever taught online before. So it's actually a lot of fun to see our bloopers too along the way. So it's awesome because they're live. You can't change live.
Yes. You also record them, or you just do them live?
We do have some recorded when we were first trying it out, but we found that they take a little longer to upload.
Yes.
And it feels a little more natural when you're doing it live, and you can actually interact with people. You can see who is popping onto the class. So you can just, you can say hello, you see their little hearts. And so it's actually a really nice sensation. Like you're not alone, like you're really interacting with people. So it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
But they can always go back and watch them. They're there for perpetuity.
And you also have a store too. You're telling me before we started recording that you offer. Tell us about that.
So inside of Inner Spirit Yoga, there is a cute little store that came to life pretty much in January called Tantra Boutique. And we just kind of started out with a little Instagram page that said Tantra Boutique New York, because apparently there's a whole bunch of things out there like that. And it was about stones and sage and little protective items, smudging. And it turned into, because obviously in March, everything kind of shut down, it turned into curbside pickup. So people drive by and they pick up their orders for, whatever they feel that they need to cleanse their space or their house or to feel zen. So, but hopefully we'll have that up and running and online soon as well. So it's not just a lot of emails and phone calls like, hey, I bought this from you before. You still got some of that stuff in the house. Like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing.
Amazing. And Stefanie, how have you find the online classes going for yourself? How do you feel about them so far?
Well, they're totally new territory, like Angela had said, for every one of our teachers, including myself. It definitely is very, very different. I do find myself missing that face-to-face interaction, but I find that it gets, and I was really worried about that to start with when we first kind of like dipped our toes into this whole new thing. Find that, it gets subbed out, things just change shape a little bit, people respond and interact after class in the comments say, it's really, special to me because it can feel weird teaching just by myself calling out the names of poses and how to get into them. But afterwards, you get students reach out, say, thank you so much for this class. I've got so much going on in my life right now. I was so stressed. I really needed this. It's fulfilling, and it's like this really cool, special feeling that you have this fear originally when we were told that we had to shut down, to do our part to flatten the curve out. But how am I going to continue doing this work that I find so meaningful? And it's, the shape is different, the area is different, but the work is still the same. And that's really cool to know that we're still able to provide this service to the community, and to also be able to provide a space for our teachers, myself included, to continue having this meaningful outlet to do what we do.
Absolutely. And to be honest, talking about essential workers and essential, and I think that our mental and spiritual work and our mental health and our spiritual health is essential. And really doing the work that you guys and providing these services online from the safety of their home, I think is essential. And I think many of your customers, and I think you probably call them family or tribe, is they're probably looking at this as essential. I mean, being stuck at home. I mean, I know myself, I have days where I feel like I'm going crazy, and, meditating and yoga and going for walks help me ground myself and center myself. And Angela, if you would speak, I know you guys are doing something amazing for the first responders. Tell us how that came to be and how that's working out.
So what we did was immediately, I would say within 3 days of everything being shut down and closed down, and every day they were feeding us tidbits of what we should do different. And for the first couple of days, Steph and I were still able to see each other and hang out from our 6-foot distance. It was actually kind of funny because I'd be on one side, she'd be on the other side, but we'd talk to each other over things. But we realized after a couple of days that we were going to need to make a shift. So essentially, we created this page, and it's called Inner Spirit Yoga Center Daily Virtual Classes. I know it's long.
Send me that link.
But yeah, but it is it's a private page. And what we did was we obviously offered it to all of our current members, all current members of Inner Spirit. It's free to them. They just, request to join. We look it up. We know that they have a membership, and they're automatically a part of the page. But then it also became a thought process where I kind of felt like we needed to be offering it to the people that were out there on the front lines. I have a senior in high school, but he's also a volunteer fireman. And, we sit, we talk, he decompresses. So that's when it clicked to me that he's out there with people that need it. So we opened it up to physicians, physician assistants, first responders, police, firefighters, EMTs, anybody that was literally out there on the front lines, even, people that drive the ambulance. And that grew the page very quickly. So we are now over about 223 people that are utilizing the service. Some people are teachers, so they teach all day and then they come back to our classes for later. So it's definitely something that's needed. And I love the fact that it allows all of the teachers that wanted to be engaged to come back in, and they can still keep connecting with the community, because it's also, like Steffi said, it's all new to us. We don't teach online. That's not a normal thing for us. We weren't those people out there videotaping our class and posting it on the internet, like, look at me, look what I can do.
Yeah.
So it's really, I think it's also helping to grow and develop all the teachers as well, because with everybody having to step outside of their box, they're finding their new niche, and they're finding what it is that they love to teach, and it's starting to resonate with those first responders. So we're so happy to be able to, just offer that. And all they have to do is just click the link to join, answer 3 questions, just tell us they're a first responder and what branch they're working with, and they're in. So it's magic.
Amazing. I think it's inspiring, and I could totally see, and I hope that this, helps you guys in the long run. But I know you guys are doing this because you genuinely want to help these parts of the community, and to see how quickly you guys learn to, like you said, go out of your comfort zone and to step into this unknown territory. Even myself, I've been doing more Zoom calls now, and I've never done a Zoom podcast until this whole situation came to be. I like to have you guys like to hug people, like to hug my guests and engage with my guests. But you know what? Like everybody, we all have to make sacrifices. And, I'm amazed by how well you guys have been able to adjust. And unfortunately, you see a lot of not just yoga studios, but a lot of businesses that aren't able to make that adjustment. And how is that going to look, not just for the owners and the landlords and all that, but how's that going to look for all the staff? And to see you guys doing your best to kind of take care of your staff, it really shows that you guys really, you want these people to do well. You want them to put food on the table, to do well. And it's inspiring.
That's awesome. And now they don't have to pay for gas because nobody's allowed to go anywhere. So it's pretty awesome.
It's true.
They can keep their gas money. I haven't put gas in my car in a month. It's creepy.
That's amazing. You're like, yeah, me too.
I probably should start it up once a week, though. That's probably something that should
make sure the car's still there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want to speak to you guys a little bit about something separate. What's relating to yoga? I want to ask you guys just on a spiritual level, like, a lot of people are talking about the good things that will come out of this, the good insights, the good perspectives. How do you stay positive during the situation? What are the positive things that can come out of this? And I want to ask you both, and I want to start with Stefanie, what are some of the things that you hope that come out of this challenging experience, whether it's an individual level for yourself or, for the community or the world? Is that too much of a crazy question to ask? You think you got that? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I know. Totally. Not too blown away by it, but not to dive too deep. But I think definitely one of the biggest things that's going to come, as a result of this is everyone is really like pinpointing and being confronted with how actually truly important interaction with other people is. And it's not just, your family members or those who are closest to you, but those daily social interactions that I would enjoy having. Just, you open the door for someone and they smile, they smile at you as a form of gratitude is, something that I find myself missing very deeply and, connecting to more and more and more. And so I think, as soon as all of this is over, at least for a little while, everyone is going to be really, extra connected to one another, which I think, being that we're very starved for it right now, or at least I find myself very starved for even those tiny little interactions that can mean so much. I think it's definitely going to have quite an impact on how much people value and recognize the value of those tiny little things we can do for each other in person.
I agree. Those are some good insights. And I do hope that's the case. And I do hope that those things are long lasting. And I'm an optimist and very positive. And I do think that, like you said, that I think that there'll be a little bit more life and meaning behind our actions and our connections. And I think you can even start to see that even when if you have to make a ride and you pass by somebody walking a dog, I noticed their smile seems a little bit more genuine. They seem like they know what it's like to go through this suffering together. And some good insights there, Stefanie. I appreciate you sharing that.
Awesome.
How about you, Angela? What do you look at that? Look at your camera. Look at those rays coming in there.
Yeah, I get that all the time. I'm surrounded by all kinds of strange beams. I'm actually sitting toward the back of my house where the sun really doesn't come through. So it's a little interesting. I just feel like I'm always surrounded by.
I like it.
Happiness.
Vibes. Those good vibes.
Yeah, because your name's Paul Vibes, so here we go. We got a good vibe tribe going on.
Good.
I guess in my perspective, it's probably just slightly different. Some things are funny to me. So, everyone makes the joke, like in 3 weeks, we're all going to find out what everyone's real hair color is, that kind of thing. I was actually kind of hoping that I start seeing people be a little bolder with it, start playing with the colors again, maybe rainbows and things going on, because what else are you going to do? You're home. I do feel like this shift, this isn't very unnatural to me, because the last couple of years I've been in a space where I just purposely like to be this way, because I had so much outside interaction where I was probably interacting with about 1,000 people a week just based on my normal class schedule.
Oh,
So
yes.
for me, it's really about being able, I took the time to really try to get to know myself, to get into my meditation practice, to get very comfortable in my own skin. So I'm hoping that this will do the same thing for a lot of people that have never had the chance to slow down, to really confront themselves, and to know that now they don't need a mask. They don't need to get up every day and, what I like to call it, draw on your face. I mean, we do it for special occasions, but they can just let that peel away, let it just be what it is. And I think too, because so many people, by them shutting down schools and jobs, and some people have to work part-time or they're essential, families mean more all of a sudden. When everybody was scattering and living bigger lives and everybody's just growing and doing, there's a lot more time that you need to spend around your family. So I think it's going to be nice that everyone gets to know each other again.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there are some people that were already on that journey, so they're going to become more of the pillars of light. Like, if somebody was thinking about doing a teacher training, which Inner Spirit does offer, hopefully in June, this is going to be that epiphany for them. Like, they're going to decide what it is that they're going to want to do with their lives, probably for the next 10, 20 years, because of this situation. I feel like the playing field is equal, because nobody's really allowed to work. Like, so I just think that it's going to make some huge changes. And I think everybody's hygiene game really stepped up. It's a thing.
We got to shower every day? What is this?
Every day.
We wash our hands after the bathroom.
Wash your hands. Yeah, I've been sending those Bitmojis to everybody. Wash your hands.
Don't touch your face.
Yeah, don't touch your face. Like, those are hysterical. So if anyone's never seen them, they need to take a little peek at the latest Bitmojis, because they're really comical.
Oh,
So,
really? In the text, you got it in the phone? You can look.
Yeah, they're in the phone. They're hysterical. They actually tell you wash your hands, sanitize. Like, it's really funny, and it's like, a cartoon of you going, it's funny. Yeah, you got to take a peek.
I just want to work off what you just said and then get Stephanie's opinion on it. But I definitely see a very inward movement, people going back into, like you said, focusing on your meditation, less running around. And you see that, in speaking of resetting, you even see the planet resetting. You see that the different levels of carbon, the pollution levels are going down. You see that different ponds and lakes are clearer than ever. The sky is clearer than ever. You start to actually see that, you see through the water. It's not all foggy and mucky, and there's a lot of research coming out how the carbon footprint has gone down because of what's happening now.
Yeah.
And I think that also is a very positive thing as well.
Absolutely.
So, Stephanie, you there?
Hey, yeah, I think it cut a little bit, but I'm here.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on what's going on, this kind of resetting and retreating that's kind of going on in the world?
Well, this part of what's, I think, the coolest thing about us having to having an effect on the environment, as far as nobody commuting anymore, and all of these, a lot of, not that it's good that industry at all has shut down, but it is a moment for the earth to breathe, since it is something that did have to happen. But talking about it from a more yogic perspective, is this whole situation has forced people to sit down, and it's scary at first, and sometimes it's not scary, but then moves into scary. When you have to sit with yourself, which is what we try try to offer continually through our classes is techniques how to do it. But people are sometimes, for the first time, no matter how long they've been on this earth, where their journey has taken them, for the very first time are being forced to sit with themselves and, really learn and process, the patterns and how cyclical the thoughts can be, and the effects that this takes on not the mind but the physical body. So it's a reset all around, but I think it does provide a really, really good opportunity for each and every one of us to have to sit and be with ourselves, because that's something that a lot of people, myself included, more so in the past, but even now, all yoga teachers never end their practice. You're continually going through it, being confronted with who you are and why you are, and it is a special opportunity for sure.
Definitely. There's definitely a lot of reflection and insights that can be made, especially if you are being present with yourself during this time. And I'm so happy that there are places like you, and I hope to jump into some of the classes. I'm juggling school that's still going on now. So I'm juggling school and my other clients and stuff, but I'm very thankful that there are places like you, especially in Northport, East Northport, this surrounding area, and Suffolk, that allows people to be conscious, to be mindful, to get back, to still take care of their physical and spiritual health. I want to ask you guys, for the people watching this who may want to join your classes or check out some of the stuff you guys are up to, Angela, if you could tell us some of the different social media pages that people can find you at.
Well, I am on Instagram as 3 different entities. It's a thing. My normal page is Corp Yogi, because it was a joke, because I went from a corporate HR director life of 18 years into yoga. So it was always a joke that I was the corporate yogi, because you don't really lose that part of your brain. And Stefanie can now attest to it, because now she's really worked with me a lot. The other is the Tantra Boutique NY. So, that was only just started. So you'll see what we offer, but I'm going to get to that. We're going to get that up and going better by Friday. And my third entity is, I'm also part of New York Yoga and Life magazine, which comes out seasonally. Mm-hmm. So that team, it comes under Angela New York NY Yoga Life on Instagram. So all of our fun upcoming events, the bulk of those are free. So we do Soul Fest in Harlem. We're doing it in DC this year. We just had to push a few dates back. You guys already know why. And it's just busy, and really taking this time to just nurture everybody. We got to love up on everybody and really make yoga more of an inclusive environment, because I really feel like everybody needs it, even if you're just listening to the voice or listening to the breath, or maybe, like I said, it gives somebody an epiphany and they're like, you know what, I think I want to do this, or I want to know why yoga makes me feel so good, and they jump in. It's a thing.
Well, it's like a meditation. I got to say this, and even people who I've had on who are spiritual teachers, I think it's like I feel relaxed just talking to you guys through Zoom. So I think what you're saying is correct. I think that just being around the yogis and the instructors and people like you with positive vibes, it definitely helps. Like that saying, you become the people that you surround yourself with. And even though it's just Zoom, you're still able to connect. So I think it's important that people, at least, you're right, even if they just tune in. And like you said, if it's a first responder that may be a little iffy about getting into it, at least they can be in a positive space.
Yeah, they can just listen. I mean, honestly, all the things that they see, it just helps to feel like you're kind of washing it away for the day. Even if you're listening to one of us for 10 minutes and then you shut us off, that first moment to get yourself grounded might be enough just to start.
Definitely. And I'll include the links. I'll include the links to your groups, and people can sign up there and stuff. And how about you, Stefanie? Where can people find you? I think we lost her. She's really good. That's her meditation pose, right? And
yeah, that's her Zen space.
Oh, we lost her.
Yeah, so you can find Steffi. I love her name too on Instagram. It's Steffi, Stefy, with a space, short, space, Shorts. So it's Steffi Short Shorts on Instagram. She probably, I wish she was here to tell you, but she committed to wearing shorts all year round for the last several years. So literally, Steffi Short Shorts, she wears them all the time, even in the winter. So it's pretty awesome.
A bet gone wrong, or did she lose something? What happened?
No, she does it so that people, like she said, that she was born with that deformity.
That's why. Okay.
And she wants to show that you can absolutely be who you are, embrace who you are, and it's okay. You know, so it's pretty cool. Looks like she might be popping back.
Coming back in. Ask to start video. We'll get her back in. So I want to ask you too. So where can people find? Did you already bring up the Inner Spirit pages?
Well, again, we have the if they go to Inner Spirit Yoga on Facebook, it will lead you to the link of our daily classes. We also are collecting donations. So people that can't commit to a virtual package, and if they do a virtual package, it is only $60 a month for obviously what's going to be 30 classes a week.
Wow.
That they can watch in perpetuity. We also have been putting up workshops. So last Friday was a sound healing meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And on this coming Saturday, there's going to be handstands and arm balances. So we're mixing in a lot of fun stuff in between. But if they can't afford the $60 virtual membership, we also have a little link there if somebody wants to donate, say they enjoyed a class, and you know we have them on the page anyway. They can donate, you know, $1, $5, $10. It all helps because it all goes back to the center and it pays the teachers that are jumping in with us. So, you know, Steffi and I just do this as a labor of love, but we just want to make sure that everybody else is taken care of.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. I know we lost Stefanie, but don't worry. We're going to get you guys on again for another Zoom call, and then, of course, in person once this clears up, because I'd love to get you. I shared some ideas once we renovate the studio, get you in. Hell, I'll get you guys in once a month. But I'm gonna donate a little bit, and maybe we can make it a reduced rate for the person who does sign up, the first person that reaches out to you after watching.
Absolutely.
So at least takes a little bit of pressure off that person. But I really support you guys. Any events you have coming up, let me know. And anybody watching this, please go support Inner Spirit Yoga and the amazing instructors and community. And it's like a tribe, like a family there.
Oh yeah.
But seriously, thank you, Angela, for coming on. I love your energy. You literally got good vibes radiating.
Oh, thank you.
From the screen here. So thank you for coming on. I could speak to you for hours, but I know you have things going on. Let's please do this again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. Really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Namaste and Sat Nam, my friend.
Namaste. Have a great night. Thank you.
So I just want to speak just for a moment or two, just to share with you how wonderful I think it is what Paul is offering to the community, and the fact that he's bringing all of our communities together through this wonderful podcast, where it does feel like you're sitting on a comfy, cozy couch. Obviously, in the day and age that we're in right now, we can't really interact in that way, and he really makes it feel like he has a true connection, and he cares for the community, and he's so giving. So you really should check it out. Connect with Paul. He talks to people from all over, from everywhere, and they share their gifts, their talents, their knowledge, and we're just very appreciative for him. So thanks so much, Paul. And you guys really should check out his YouTube channel and follow him on Instagram at Paul Vibes.